Greetings, sisters and brothers, comrades, friends. I'm Milton Allimadi, and I'm back here on Kickstarter. First, I want to thank everybody that supported my campaign last year in January. A successful campaign. It exceeded its target. I think the target was 15,000, and we raised 16,215. It was for a book called ADWA, Empress Taytu and Emperor Menelik in Love and War. During the scramble for Africa in the late 19th century, the only African country that was not colonized by the invading European powers was Ethiopia, because they defeated an invading Italian imperial army at the Battle of ADWA on March 1, 1896. And this is the book that I did the Kickstarter campaign for. That was successful. It's a graphic book. The illustrator was Obedi Roth Ken Danton, a young Ugandan student who is actually an architecture student at the University of Makerere in Uganda. He is just phenomenal, brilliant. The artwork, I don't think you'll be able to see it clearly here, but let me show you. This is like one of the main battle scenes of the Battle of Adwa. I hope you can make it out. But, so people that supported me for this campaign, they got a copy of the book. If you didn't get it and you want the book, it's available on Amazon. Once again, ADWA, Empress Taytu and Emperor Menelik in Love and War. So I wanted to start by thanking everybody that supported that campaign. So today I have a new campaign. This one, the book is called Okumu, the Big-Headed Boy and His Magical Drum. We are all familiar with kids that get bullied in school for whatever reason. They don't fit in, whether it's a boy or girl, and in many cases it's because of their appearance. So in the case of Okumu, he has a very large head, and he's abused, he's harassed, he's teased every day when he goes to school. He's a very bright student, and he used to sit in the front row, but then the other students would throw pieces of chalk at him, small pebbles hit him on the back of the head. So obviously he didn't like that. So now he sits in the back of the class, even though he's one of the brightest kids in the entire school. And then they tease him because of his appearance. So he's constantly crying, doesn't like going to school. His life is just miserable. And he lives with his grandma because his parents died years ago. So one day, he lives in a village called Ruat Obilo. One day, this stranger comes by. He's a very tiny man, and he delivers this beautiful drum. Okumu has never played the drum. He's never beat a drum before. But the minute he touches it, it produces this beautiful, beautiful music. Now everybody wants to be Okumu's friend. Everybody wants to touch that drum. But the old man warned him. He said, "You are the only person allowed to touch this drum. Anybody else that touches it, bad news. Something terrible is going to happen." So Okumu goes to school that day because now he's happy. Everybody's happy when he beats on the drum. But then, during recess, the bullies come and they snatch the drum away from him. 3 bullies in particular. And then they start pounding, pounding, pounding. No music. No music. Instead, lightning and thunder. And then what happens? These kids who bully Okumu, they start developing deformities. One girl's ears just keeps growing, becomes bigger than an elephant's. Another kid's lips just keep stretching and stretching till they hit the ground. Another kid's foot just keeps elongating until he starts tripping on his own foot. So all the other kids are terrified and they run away. Even the teachers run away. So now when word gets out, all the parents come and they surround Okumu's home with his poor grandma. And Okumu, when he gets home and he sees that crowd, he doesn't go into the crowd. He goes behind their house and he listens to them threatening his grandma. And they say, look what your kid did to our kids. So we have to have this drum so we can destroy it. If we don't get this drum, we're going to burn your house and we're going to chase you and Okumu out from Rotubilo. So Okumu says, no, I have to get rid of this drum. I have to find this old man and return the drum to him. Even though it produces beautiful music, it's causing havoc in Rotubilo. So Okumu goes into this deep forest to look for the stranger in order to return the drum. This is a dreaded forest. Rumor has it that people that go into this forest never return alive. It's a long story. I don't want to. This is just a teaser, of course. You can read a little bit in the Kickstarter narrative, explaining a little more. I give a little more out of in that narrative, but I don't want to give away too much. I want you to support this campaign. I think it's a wonderful story. There's a sketch that Obediroth already did that represents how Okumu is going to look. There's artwork, 3 pieces of artwork from another illustrator that started it a couple of years ago. But Obediroth is going to do all the artwork for this campaign. And everything is going to be in color. It's going to be beautiful, like the artwork he did for this book, for ADWA. So I hope you do support my campaign. Well, let me give you a little more. So anyway, in the forest, all these strange wild animals, Okumu wonders whether he'll even make it alive out of the forest. He does, and then when he gets to the other side of the forest, he beats the drum a little bit, and there are these 2 fishermen from another village. And then when Okumu pounds on the drum, these fishermen had been fishing for a long time. They didn't catch anything, but when Okumu touches the drum, the fish just start springing out of the water, dancing to the drum beat. And most of them fall on the riverbanks instead of falling back in the river. And the fishermen are like, lo and behold. So they get all this fish, but they also snatch Okumu, they tie him up, and they steal the drum because they know with the drum they can now always be able to produce a lot of fish to satisfy the hunger that had befallen their village. So now Okumu is missing, so his people become worried. And they think maybe he was killed by the people from the other village, and they prepare for war. So, will this lead to war? Or will Okumu somehow reappear and save the day with the help of his new friend, Ayom, the monkey? I think that's all I'm willing to give for now. Please support my campaign, and I think you will love this one, just like this one came out. Thank you.